where how we can, where we make sure that, there's wellness of the people, because music as a tool it's emotional. You get what I mean? People come in these spaces to release, their stress and feel a sense of belonging, feel loved, connect with their nature. That really contributes to their wellness.
In your opinion, how does culture impact on the well-being of a person in general, a person's wellness?
Okay, like I said, culture is a very strong aspect of tourism, and it really reinforces a sense of belonging, the identity, your values, and so sometimes we get lost and feel like, okay, I'm facing this, I'm not well, I'm facing all this stress and stuff like that. So when you come to Vumbula and you're able to connect with your roots, you're definitely not going to feel the same way. You get what I mean? So these spaces get these youth to forget their troubles, and we emphasize the importance of culture, the importance of, creativity. You get what I mean? So that is how we are able to do that.
Out of curiosity, does Vumbula entertain all tribes and all cultures in one space?
Yeah, sure. Because as long as you're Ugandan, I think we welcome you. It's no brainer. We welcome every single Ugandan, regardless of your age or where you come from, because it's Vumbula Uganda. You get what I mean? So it's open for everyone who is really proud to be a Ugandan and loves to show it. We definitely invite you to be part of this experience, because it's all about showcasing who we are, regardless of where you come from. Are you from Rwanda? Karamoja, from Jinja to Kabale to Fort Portal to Kisoro. We are all Ugandans. Yeah, so regardless of your tribe, as long as you believe that this is a beautiful country that we need to showcase, it has a lot that the world needs to know about, this is your space for you to show that.
Very interesting. That takes me to my next question.
Yeah.
Dress code at the event. Do you have people that are dressed in traditional wear, or anything is accepted?
Definitely. Vumbula is all about expression. You get what I mean? With the expression, I mean, how do you feel? Because fashion is a feeling, how you feel. So long as you express that with a touch of Uganda. You get, for example, if you're coming for Vumbula and decide I'm gonna put some bit of Chikoi, touch on my outfit, that is how I'm going to represent, my country. You could decide and say, me, I'm going to go in my kanzu. That is how I want to show my Ugandanness. You can say, I'm going to put on my, lubugo. You can say, no, me, I'm going to be, blend my trendy fashion, leather. You get, so it's all about expression. But I would recommend that we stay, for everyone that comes to Vumbula Uganda Festival, we focus on, our culture, our outfits, the Ugandanness. Of course, because things have changed. Like I said, you could have a coat which has a Chikoi, you could have a shirt which has a bit of Ugandan, the colors. I'm actually very excited about the upcoming edition, which is going to happen on the Independence Weekend, because we're going to be in the spirit of Uganda. I would call upon all Ugandans. Let's clad those black, yellow, red, outfits. Let's bring them out. Show the country how beautiful these colors are and what they mean to the world. You get what I mean? Let's showcase our country in terms of fashion. And speaking about that, also we have a partner called Chikumba who are going to do a fashion showcase at Vumbula, where we definitely going to spotlight and shine a light on our fashion. You get what I mean? And that is something that we've done over the years. We always have the fashion runway where we're showcasing different outfits that speak to our culture, that speak to what we believe in. So we just don't, have events. We tell stories as Vumbula.
Very interesting. I'm interested to see what you will have on at the show.
Yeah, sure. You should come through.
I'm definitely going to be there.
I expect the Stellar Wellness team to be there and make sure that we also educate and empower these youth, give them a sense of, the wellness, educate them why it's very important, have the products there. I think it's a perfect space for us to do that. Yeah.
Very true. And on a personal note, not as a leader, do you have a wellness routine or like a lifestyle that keeps you energized as a person?
Yeah, definitely. I always make sure that I have those nature escapes to balance up my, wellness. So I do those short trips to different parts of the country, do hiking, do some swimming, but also I'm a good reader. I love reading, meditating. Matter of fact, last night I read this book. It's called The Blue Ocean Strategy. It's one of those recommended marketing books if you want to understand how, to position your product, leave the red ocean market and find a niche, market where you can thrive, have, dominate market and have longevity. So I read a lot of books as a person. We live in a world where a lot of people are working hard, but sometimes it's basically how you work smart. You get what I mean? Yeah. For example, there's a formula I like called the 80-20 rule. It's one of the formulas in this book, basically focusing on what 20% of the input of the aspects of your business that will give you 80% of the results. So those are some of the things, the ideas that I read in different books, and they have helped me to grow the brand. Yeah.
So speaking of nature escapes, I'm now talking on behalf of my fellow youth.
Yeah.
Very many of us think traveling is very, very expensive and we don't understand the value of exploring. Do you mind hitting on that as a way of wellness?
I would say traveling is therapy, first of all. Every time someone travels, first of all, before even traveling, life itself is a sum of experiences. If you make money and you are not able to have these experiences, then there's no, you're not living life. You get what I mean? So traveling is one of those things that will enrich you with experience and see things differently, look at things differently, and even when you're not feeling all right, you're not feeling okay, you'll come back when you have a different kind of feeling. You get what I mean? I don't know if you've been to, for example, I've talked about that, island called Duole. It has those huge rocks, there's history. I don't know if you've been to Kisoro. I don't know if you've been to Fort Portal, but I don't think if you ever went with stress, you would come back with stress. I don't think so. So traveling is therapy, and it helps with the well-being of the people, and when you add entertainment, then it's definitely going to, enrich your life. Recently, there was a report by festival organizers across the world, and they showed that people who, the youth who attend events at least twice every year are more happier than those who don't. You get? So what we do is definitely a very important aspect when it comes to wellness of the people. Yeah, because mentally people are not thinking right. People are clogged with a lot of work. There's a lot of, stress, and like I said, we live in a very volatile and complex environment. There's a lot of stress happening, mental health. So what we do is definitely impacting people.
Oh, that's interesting. So the youth love free things. So what does the Vumbula Uganda event come with, like the package?
There's a book called 48 Laws of Power, and they say despise free lunch. I don't want to say we do free things, no, because we invest in these experiences. What we do is probably give them a discount. For example, we always have like discounts for campuses. We partnering with MTN to do MTN Powers basically for the youth, to give them that discount. But our experience, I would describe it as worth it. It's worth it every penny that you put in. So for example, in this edition, the early bird tickets go for 50K for 3 days, which I think is very fair. You wouldn't have that experience with other festivals, really. You get, so it's I don't want to say it's free, but it's worth it. You get then 100K at the gate. Yeah, so it's worth the experience.
So let me get this clear. It's a 3-day event.
Yes.
Do they sleep there, or?
It being Kampala, okay, previously we've been having the tent camping experience, but it being Kampala, I believe because most of the crowd is gonna come from Kampala, so yeah, I believe by 1 a.m. guys can go back home, refreshen up, have some sleep, come back the following day. Yeah, but when we out of Kampala, definitely the camping experience comes in, and the collaboration with the accommodation facilities, where we make sure that our audience is catered for when it comes to accommodation.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. So on that 50,000 that the people are going to be paying, it caters for all the 3 days?
Yes, it does.
That free ticket?
It does.
That's a very good.
Early bird, yeah.
That's so good.
Man.
So many youth watching right now dream of building something that you have.
Yeah.
Which encouraging words would you give to them?
Start small, be consistent, and have a why. Have a why. Start with why. You know why? Because a lot of businesses and companies can tell you what they do, but a few will tell you why they do it. You get, so you need to have a why. For example, Vumbula, our why is to showcase Uganda. That is our mandate. That is our vision. It keeps us going. And we do that. We communicate that through our marketing materials. That's basically we focus on. We want to tell you, okay, there's this. Actually, a lot of people. There's someone was telling me, okay, who do we have? Which artist is going to perform? I'm like, Vumbula is not about artist. We sell experience. That was like one person, you get it, out of many who don't ask me that. I'm like, but you see, it's only you who's asking about the artist. You get, our experience is what we sell. We sell experience. We don't sell artists. They are part of the bigger, the bigger picture. So have the why you do things. Explain that. Let it be the cornerstone of your marketing. Tell people why you do what you do. In fact, if you have the why, then the how is definitely going to, shape itself. Yeah, so have the why, be consistent, start small, the funding will come. The funding will find you there by itself. So those are the things I would tell them.
So, Mr. Demo,
Yes.
what are the 3 qualities you believe every young inventor should develop?
The most important one for me is resilience.
True, consistency.
Yes, you need to be very resilient, have the agility, to keep, going. What else? Agility, resilience. I think that's it.
You've had it all. Please be very resilient.
Resilient.
From the CEO himself. When things do not go as planned, are there some things that you always come with? Like, do you always have a plan B in case you have a show, let's say, and then the numbers are not as expected?
Well, I look at failure or setbacks as feedback.
True.
Yeah, so that just pushes me to ask myself why, for example, people didn't come. What did I do right? Okay, so probably the marketing lacked. What do I need to do? You get, so it doesn't really upset me. I've had flopped shows where you have really invested in a lot and then people don't turn up. But I mean, that is just how business is.
True.
Even when you plant, cassava, it doesn't give you,
All the
yields immediately. So, and you could even have bad weather and you wake up, the whole cassava is done. So, it's just feedback, for me. Every time I have those setbacks, the challenges, I just ask myself, okay, what did I do wrong? How can I improve?
Oh,
yeah.
Very encouraging. Looking forward, where do you see Vumbula Uganda in the next 5 years?
Wow, next 5 years are quite going to be a ride for us because besides everything, I'm a very big dreamer. I'm looking at how we could have the festival crossing to, Asia, crossing to, Europe, have the international community come through here to celebrate with us our beautiful country. Because, again, we are the Pearl of Africa, so why not to really make sure that even the international community is embracing the idea and make sure that we are driving tourism numbers. Yeah.
And personally, as an African, how would you want to be remembered in the story of Africa?
I would want to be remembered as a young man who inspired people to explore and celebrate their country, but also a man who created opportunities for young people to thrive, and most importantly, who started a tourism movement that outlived him. So for me, that is what I would want people to remember me for.
Oh, so Mr. Demo.
Yes.
Uganda is proud to be hosting the CHAN.
Yeah.
Where Uganda Cranes is representing us.
Sure.
So how does Vumbula Uganda connect to the sports and wellness of Uganda as a community?
Well, first of all, I would want to appreciate FOFA, the management that have been able to bid, and make sure that we are one of the countries hosting, because there's a whole process of different countries, Rwanda, Kenya, bidding. That is all part of, the MICE concept of tourism, where it's basically about looking at how meetings, incentives, conferences, and, events and exhibition can definitely, elevate our tourism. So, yes, one, it's a great opportunity for the country. Fact that we are hosting CHAN and AFCON later in the years, and definitely, like right now as we speak, the players have chosen, Marriott Skies to be their accommodation, partner. That means they're appreciating, the standards that we have here. And then, of course, that means economic impact because they are spending dollars here. And Marriott, for example, it's on international standards. They have opened up in East Africa, and they've chosen us as a country. It's not every country has Marriott, for example.
Sure.
So yes, it definitely drives tourism, and as Vumbula Uganda, we always, through our partner called UHOA, Uganda Hotel Owners Association, we invite hotels like Marriott, Skies to come through and showcase, because they play a very pivotal role in the tourism value chain, because there's no tourism without accommodation.
Sure.
You get what I mean? Like one of the 5 A's of tourism, accommodation is one of the things that you need to consider if you're marketing a destination. Accommodation, amenities, attraction, and I'm forgetting another one, but yes, accommodation comes first. You get how and where are the tourists going to stay, and Marriott Skies is definitely one of those hotels that you can trust to make sure that the tourists are safe by the environment. They're having a great experience from the food, the ambience. So basically, to hotels like these need to be showcased, and that's why we give them a platform to do so.
Yeah, and the Marriott happens to be one of our sponsors, so we are very privileged to be here. Before we wrap up, what's one message you want to leave out there for the youth that are watching you right now?
Well, you don't need to leave your country for adventure, for fun or great opportunities. All of it is here, and it's you the Ugandan, you who is watching me, to show it to the world. So get up there and discover this country, showcase it to the world, and find opportunities, take them up, and let's make this country proud.
Oh, very interesting. And for those that want to connect with you and be part of the Vumbula Uganda experience or the event, how do they reach out to you?
All our social media platforms are open by Vumbula Uganda. Just type in Vumbula Uganda, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, that is X. Our website, that is www.vumbulauganda.com. Get us there, connect and be part of the community. Yeah.
Interesting. So as we conclude, how does Vumbula Uganda give back to the community, since Vumbula means discovering, right?
Sure.
So how do you guys give back to the community?
That is a very interesting question. Now, we are more than just entertainment. We are more than just tourism. We have an initiative called Greening the Nile, where we encourage and get the revelers who have come to the festival to plant trees along the shores of River Nile, and also encourage waste management practices to reduce effects of water pollution, which is a very big issue on River Nile, which is a very, very important river in not only just Uganda but the entire globe. So why we do that is basically not to show off, but to preserve it for the next generation. You get, because pollution is a very important issue that is being discussed around the Nile. So we get these revelers to teach the communities around the Nile. We plant trees. I want to say big shout outs to our sponsors, our flagship sponsors on that is Stanbic. Last year we were able to plant around 200 trees, of course with the support from NFA, National Forest Authority, the Ministry of Tourism, and all our other partners like UBL, who have been very, very pivotal to make sure that we address these environmental issues. So that is how we are able to, give back to the community. One, through planting trees on the tourism sites to preserve it for the future generation, and then also encourage waste management practices along these tourism sites.
So Mr. Demo Riley, it was a pleasure having you on our screens.
Thank you.
And we cannot wait to be part of the experience for your next event.
Thank you. Can't wait to see you.
We also can't wait to be there.
All right.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank our flagship sponsors, starting with the Marriott Sky Naguru, for this beautiful space. And I would also love to thank Sila Wellness Africa for the good work they do for the community. On the other hand, I would like to thank the CEO, Mr. Demo Riley, the CEO of Vumbula Uganda. And on that note, us as Sila Wellness Africa, we have a small appreciation token to you for a better life.
Thank you so much. I'll try this out. I believe it's a great product.
It's a very great product. This is Silagen.
Yeah.
It helps with reducing aging, and then it works on a cellular level.
Wow.
So it is very good for your cells.
I also love the packaging. Yes.
Very unique.
I can't wait. I can't wait to try it out.
And on that note, I would like to thank our viewership. Africa, East Africa, Uganda, everyone at large. I would like to thank you for the continuous support. Please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is Kabrin Corey, the host at Sila Wellness TV, where better health meets better life. And for those who wish to sponsor and advertise with us, our numbers on the screen. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Have a good one.